Good morning everyone, I'm Mira, student from Talent County. In this occasion, I would like to explain in brief about what is restaurant, type of restaurants, and also type of services. So, without any further ado, let's start. So, good people, firstly I will talk about the definitions of restaurants, about what is restaurants. The word restaurants itself comes from the word restaurant in French, which means serve food and drink. Let's say food and beverage. So, in definitions, restaurants is an establishment which prepare and serve food and drink to the guests, in which it returns for the money. Back to the history, the first restaurants was in French. Okay, now I will explain about the second point, which is about types of restaurants. There are three types of restaurants: informal restaurants, formal restaurants, and specialties restaurants. Let's talk about informal restaurant. Informal restaurants, or commonly said as coffee shop, is an informal restaurant which commonly find in a beach. In these restaurants, there's no special uniform for them. The examples of informal restaurants is beach club. So now we talk about formal restaurant. Formal restaurants is the opposite of informal restaurant. This kind of restaurants commonly handle formal party or formal events and also other glamour party. In these restaurants, the waitress and the waitress should wear the formal uniform, which is commonly black and white, with completed by the necktie. So, the example of formal restaurants is pasta house and also steak house. Right, so the third type of restaurants is specialties restaurants. These restaurants depends on the food or ingredients which is used, or the services or the country. If it depends on the food or the ingredients, so the example of these restaurants must be seafood restaurants, pasta restaurants, and also steakhouse. But if it depends on the services, so the example of specialties restaurants are Russian restaurants, American restaurants, and Italian restaurants. Now I will explain about type of services. There are four types of services: French service, Russian service, English service, and American service. Let's talk about French service. People say that French service is the most complex service, or gourmet or à la Ritz. So this is glamour and luxury service. The guests will get 13 menus or even more. So 4 menus for the starter, 4 menus for the main course, and 5 menus for the dessert. And then we now move to the second service, which is Russian service. This is the service which is more simple or simpler than French service. In this service, people commonly say it as the silver platter service. So the waiter will serve the food by using silver platter. And then the third service is English service. English service commonly said as family service because the guests commonly come in a crew with a family and use family desks. So the food and drink will be served at the same times. This is a very close service and people love it because the vibes of family. And then the fourth types of service is American service. This is the simple service. People love it because simple. It is almost adapted in every restaurant. So the food will be served ready on plate from the kitchens and then will be brought by the waiters to the guests directly. Alright, I think that's all my brief explanations about what is restaurants, types of restaurants, and types of services. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully the content of this video will be useful for you. See you on the next video. Thank you and